is set for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the MLW Women's World Featherweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger from East Hampton, Massachusetts, the Good Queen, Delmi Exo.
Austin, we asked ourselves earlier on how Cozy Max would rebound to a title loss. Delmi Exo lost the Women's Featherweight Championship at Battle Riot to Shoko Nakajima. And also the first time she lost that featherweight title, it was a long 15-month journey to get back not just her title, but her confidence. We'll see if Delmi has learned and what Delmi we see tonight in the return match. Intimidating 4-foot 10-inch giant roaming the countryside. Shoko Nakajima accepted Delmi Exo's global open challenge, and I don't think any of us expected, and this is not a knock on Shoko, but I don't think anybody expected Delmi to be upended that soon in a reign. But just goes to show you the competition is fierce and anything can happen in the major leagues.
Yeah, Shoko Nakajima with an impressive victory to become the champion, but now the true test begins. It's one thing to win the championship, it's another to defend it. And tonight, she's got to go against the former champ, and I'm sure Delmi wants to make amends for losing that title.
Senior referee Frank Gastineau, among the finest in the sport today, shows the prize. And Austin, I think the most interesting thing tonight is there will be no surprise factor. Delmi knows what Shoko brings to the table. Shoko knows what a valiant champion Delmi is, in spite of the, well, tale of the tape differences that may exist between these two athletes. They both know what the other brings to the table. Delmi went down at Shoko very quickly, and Shoko caught off her game.
Yeah, and in the last matchup when Delmi lost, I wondered if she had a little bit of overconfidence, didn't take Shoko Nakajima seriously. She definitely takes her seriously now as she looks to retain her championship.
Delmi Exo in control in the early going. We do know that MLW President Cesar Duran is planning to head to Japan this summer to meet with officials of Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, the home promotion of Nakajima, about bringing even more incredible Joshi talent here to the women's division of MLW. Of course, Joshi wrestling is the predominant style in Japan when it comes to women's wrestling. It is more technically based. It is more physical. The way these women diligently train in the dojos for months, if not years on end, to get this good. It speaks to the discipline, the focus, the respect they have for pro wrestling.
Yeah, and you saw it right there with that nice counter by Shoko. But right now, if she's going to try to test strength with Delmi Exo, she's not going to win that battle.
Well, I think Shoko believes in her head and her heart that she might be able to, though. Both these athletes think big. Delmi will have to, looking to become a 3-time featherweight champion. It's never been done. Shoko looking to beat Delmi twice in a row. It's very rarely been done. Oh, nice takedown. The thing about Shoko is she's able to use her quickness. She's able to get her weight in motion, and that makes up for any size discrepancies that may exist.
Yeah, you know, explosiveness is your strength with your speed, right? So you have to be the biggest person, but if you can use that quickness to your advantage, that explosiveness like Shoko has, that's how she's able to compete with larger competitors like Delmi Exo.
Shoko climbing up to almost kaiju size on the top turnbuckle, but Delmi shuts that down right away. Looking fisherman's. Oh, nicely done.
Big move.
Oh, both landed high and tight.
But right there, I would have went for a cover. She had, you know, right there, she took a little bit of time. Might have cost her.
2-0.
You know, when you're facing someone that's world class, that's the top of the top, like Shoko Nakajima is, those little mistakes, those milliseconds that you don't capitalize can cost you in that match.
As Delmi sends Shoko into the corner, and when Delmi's in close confines like this, you really see that size discrepancy, and Delmi hits that double underhook, but we're talking, it's gotta be what, 8-9 inches of height difference? Delmi into the cover, 2 count and almost 3. Delmi certainly with more power on her frame as well, and if you're Shoko, how do you survive being next to the God Queen in close confines?
Well, listen, there's one thing to have a size advantage, it's another to actually use it. And what Delmi needs to do is not create space, not let Nakajima get any ahead of speed. She needs to stay on her, keep her smothered, keep her on the mat, but also not play around with her like she's doing right now. Listen, you're facing the champion. You want to be the champion? There's no time for games. There's no time for showboating. You need to get the job done.
Wow.
And this is maybe why she lost the title to begin with.
Ooh. Well, you notice the pain. Delmi had a plan at the end of that. The exclamation point was stepping down on the knees of Shoko, and if Shoko's knees are compromised, that takes away a lot of her arsenal.
It does, absolutely. But I tell you what, if I lost the title, I wouldn't be in there smiling the next time I had the opportunity to regain it.
I know, I've watched you lose titles. Delmi Exo.
Yeah, how many of you won, Dombrowski?
Wow. None yet.
Yeah. Chili cook-off doesn't count either. I know you're the chili cook-off champion, but...
There's a suplex. Oh, nice bridge up by Delmi, and swings her hips and stays with. That's great form. Second time. Looking for one more. Delmi's eyes look on the prize currently as Shoko gets dropped.
But again, she's showboating. She doesn't go for the cover. I don't understand this.
Delmi is honoring her Latino roots and showing respect to the late great Eddie Guerrero with those 3 amigos.
Well, but Eddie would have said the same thing.
2 count only. Well, hey, Delmi's very proud of her Mexican heritage. She proudly fights for the flag. This is a situation of Delmi, even though she's not from Chicago, she feels at home right there.
You want to be proud of your heritage? You want to be proud because you're the 3-time champion?
That could happen. Shoko holds onto the rope, able to break the momentum of Delmi Exo, and Shoko comes high with that kick. And Delmi responds in kind.
As a man who's held a lot of world titles in his life, there's a different gear you have to shift into in title matches.
Oh, and speaking
like
of Austin
that.
Aries, there's no heat-seeking missile.
Yeah, like that. But then you have to capitalize. There's no time to waste time when you have the stakes this high.
Well, listen, Delmi's had her doubters before.
Wait a minute.
Well, Shoko, emotion!
It's like a tribute to me.
Oh, you didn't like the tribute to Eddie, but the tribute to you is okay. Delmi may be favoring her leg or calf, I'm not really sure.
Now, frankly, here, if I was the champion, I would try to get the count-out victory. It doesn't matter how I retain my title. I don't need to pin my opponent. I just need not to lose.
Wow, we're in a cover here. 2 count only. Although not a title match, we've seen a count-out successful already tonight, but I don't think Shoko's that kind of fighter. I think Shoko wants something to prove. If anybody doubts her and says, nah, Delmi's still the face of the featherweights to me, Shoko's gonna silence everyone and show that she's not a fluke. And in with a Tiger Feint kick, and Delmi felt that at Battle Riot 7.
And there's the strength advantage, there's the size advantage.
And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier, Austin. There's no surprise factor tonight. Delmi knows what she's in for and responds accordingly.
Yeah, once you face your opponent, you get a book on them, right? You know what their tricks, you know their moves. Now you start to have a little more of a strategy. You can anticipate things.
Hard shot back. Hey, people have been doubting Delmi Exo her entire career. Many thought she couldn't rise to the occasion to become featherweight champion the first time. Some critics thought she could never do it again. But Delmi Exo thrives in proving critics wrong, and now she thrives telling Shoko, hit me with your best shot.
Or maybe sometimes your pride is what gets in the way here. You want to stand there and go blow for blow with your opponent.
And certainly this favors Delmi. Oh, rock Shoko with a hard right.
Now see how she takes advantage of this. She's got an opening here.
Shoko feeling what you were talking about. Went suplex, no counter, drop kick. Delmi dazed, but the momentum off the ropes into the Northern Lights.
That low center of gravity from maneuvers like that Northern Lights really works to her advantage. I would know.
Yeah.
Low center of gravity when you come to suplexes and throws, low man wins. Or in this case, low woman.
There's really an explosivity about so much of what Nakajima does. And Delmi has felt it.
You can feel now, you can feel both these competitors have had a lot taken out of them. The stakes are high.
Got check time as both these athletes, both these fighters dig down deep, and Delmi cuts off the distance. But Shoko comes back.
So impressive. She's so agile and quick.
Yeah.
Look at that.
The Kaiju explodes with her tijeras, and you've never seen Godzilla or Mothra do that.
She's got her disoriented. See if she can capitalize here. She tried hitting it earlier.
Yeah, Tiger feint kick.
There it is.
Caught her with the standard variation. Delmi in a bad way, but fighting to her feet. Got to admire that resolve. That Delmi realized she's got to stay on her feet, but look at it. Last time at Battle Riot,
from the penthouse,
Shoko came in low using the bottom rope. This time she adjusts and comes up high with the top.
She might have her.
So many variations and a near fall. Wow. Shoko pulling out a Tiger feint kick from any direction, any height, any rope. That ability to adjust on your feet and adapt really makes a difference between champions and challengers. Oh, wait a minute.
This could make the difference too if she hits this.
The Delmi driver usually does. Oh no, Shoko got out.
Nice counter.
Overhead neck breaker. If Delmi had kept her grip for one more second, this match would likely be over.
That's the difference in a matchup, is 1 second. Can make all the difference in the world between the winners and the losers.
Delmi have taken the air out of Shoko. Featherweight title at stake is Delmi. Moments away from 3 times in history, the TKO.
She's got the leg hooked.
No.
Wow.
And look at the emotion. Delmi overwhelmed with the height of the moment, seconds away, milliseconds away from her dream again. And Delmi, that confliction, all that emotion going through her mind.
Yeah, she's in her head right now.
Yeah.
She's in her head right now. There's sometimes you just meet that opponent that no matter what you hit, you just can't seem to defeat. And I feel like Delmi Exo's feeling that right now.
Delmi driver attempt 2, got countered. Hurricane Rana stacks her up, but can't beat her.
Back and forth here. I feel like whoever hits the big move first or makes a mistake first, that's what's going to lead to the victory.
And it's Shoko standing tall right now, in a manner of speaking, 1.47 meters tall. But double arm DDT.
Didn't have the arms hooked, but still had enough.
Yeah, Delmi still landed.
She looks knocked out.
Fought in the top of her head. Now, Austin, we saw a senton from Shoko at Battle Riot that won her the featherweight title.
Going to the high rent district.
If she hits it again, this thing's history.
That's
a second senton. Shoko
count to 10.
Is no fluke.
Here is your winner and still MLW Women's World Featherweight Champion, the Big Kaiju, Shoko Nakajima.
Well, the rich history of championships over in Japan, the princess of princesses. All the other championships she's held in the Tokyo Joshi Pro World. Now, MLW, now the United States, and now indeed the world see why the Big Kaiju kaiju stands tall in spite of physical stature. That heart is huge, and Shoko Nakajima is your MLW Women's Featherweight Champion.
Did you see she slapped my hand, Dombrowski?
I did, yes.
That was pretty cool.
You guys had a great moment. I'm glad you could experience
Hey,
that.
champions appreciate champions.
I'm glad that Shoko's earned your respect out here. I know that's not easy to get. Shoko Nakajima, the kaiju to beat among the feathers.